my way of making money and doing what I need to do. Yeah. My brothers and I, we didn't care. All we cared about was ourselves and taking care of our families. But I didn't actually look at the repercussions, because the repercussions that I thought of was just the people that lost money, and the stuff that I was doing, I just thought, they've got insurance, like they can get the money back. But I didn't look at the people inside the shops, the customers that were there when we were pumping armed robs, or when we were holding things to their heads, or when we were threatening them to their face. Like, these could be long-term trauma. So to all you younger generation there, understand that when you go and put a knife in someone's face, yeah, you think, oh, good, I'm just taking their money, but I'm not hurting them. But you're not, putting yourself in their shoes and how they feel. They may not have as much heart as you have. They may not have as much courage as you have. So a lot of people that get terrorized, this stays with them, all right? And when it stays with them, they go through a phase where when people would walk up to them to just say hello, like they'll jump back straight away, yeah? Because they still remember when you put a knife on them. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. Empathy, this is a big word that you guys need to look up if you don't understand. And it's something that I had to recognize while I was doing prison, all right? So the mental health issues that a lot of customers go through, they're not even part of them. They're literally just standing meters away. But when I was going to court for armed robberies, aggravated robberies, all these rubbish, kidnapping and all that, I didn't realize that many people that weren't even involved in the situations, that were just standing afar, like the things that they go through now because of what I done, it's something that I can't take back, And to you youngsters out there that are selling drugs, or to you youngsters out there that's running amok on the streets right now, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm just trying to highlight this fact, yeah? Remember, a lot of people are gonna suffer because of what you are doing. And when I say suffer, I mean like when you're selling them drugs, you're thinking, oh good, I'm just making that quick dollar and I'm gonna jet off home, yeah? And then these people are going to end up with a habit, and if they already have a habit and they can't afford paying for what you're selling, they're going to start going downhill. And when they start going downhill, that's when all the mental health kicks in. And when the mental health kicks in, that's when the family dramas start. When the family dramas start, that's when big headaches happen. Like, I don't really want to speak because I know things that are going on right now, but I don't want to talk about things that's none of my business. But I do know a lot of families right now, especially a lot of people that have been reaching out to me who are hurting, and I just want to send some love to them and like I said to you guys when I messaged you back, you're not alone. Reach out and I'll do my best to help, But I'm one man. This is why I keep telling everyone, like, people power is what we need. Like, on my live, everyone that's watching and everyone that follows, you need to get the word out there. You know what I mean? Like, you have youngsters everywhere on the streets, and instead of looking down at them, say hello to them, give them a bit of love, when you see them, because a lot of these kids are going through a lot of rubbish right now. And I never went through anything. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had good parents, yeah? They taught me right from wrong. As parents, they did their job. It was me. I chose to stray off that straight and narrow path that I was taught to follow. And this is what I'm saying to you guys. Like, when I learned about all the people in my life that I've hurt, I was really shocked, because I thought it was only my parents, my family, my siblings that I was hurting, but I didn't realize the amount of people that have been hurt because of me, and obviously because of my boys as well, And now to address all the parents that have been messaging through, again, I appreciate it. It's, everything that you guys are sharing with me, it's something that I've never dealt with before, because I don't have kids, and I haven't been a parent, so it's very hard for me to answer parents' questions, you know, when they're asking me, what do I do with my kids? You know, like, thank you very much for everything that you're saying, because we are showing it to our kids now, but what's the next move? Like, what do I do now? You know, it's very hard for me to answer these questions, because I'm the type of person, once I get invested, like, there's no stopping the inevitable, because I go hard when it comes to helping people, you know, but I realize I can't help everyone, you know. So I'm going to be putting forward a lot of ideas, and obviously I want everyone to message my inbox and help me come up with ideas, so that I'll be able to navigate my way around helping people, because like I said, I'm only one person, and God knows that my heart is set on giving back, helping, and making up for the lost time that I freaking lost. But my thing is, I can't sit here and try to take on all this responsibility, and I just realized that, you know, like my wife and my mom have spoken to me about this, you know. Going above and beyond for everyone is not healthy. And so to all the parents out there, just remember, like, I'm here to listen, and I'm here to help, and to give give you an insight on what I was going through, so that you may be able to understand what your children are going through right now, you know. But if I'm not able to go above and beyond, I apologize wholeheartedly, you know. But I'm getting together with a lot of people who are high profile that can help me build a foundation where I can actually put my best foot forward, you know. Like, I'm not a rich guy who can just throw money around, and this life is all about making sure that our kids are on the straight and narrow path. But when they start to veer, that's when you know that we have to come together and try to help them. Now, to all the youngsters that have reached out, I'm really sorry if I haven't replied to you guys. I know that there's a lot of youngsters out there that have reached out for help, and bro, the influx of messages that I'm getting, I can't keep up. Yeah, and I've helped a lot of youngsters in the last week, and I just have to say, you know, like, this era, there is a lot more going on with kids these days, the mental health and whatnot. Hey, there's still phone calls coming through. So yeah, it just got declined. What I want to do is to be able to sit down and come up with a plan with my team, so that we are able to navigate our way around with all these freaking influx of messages that is coming through. I think one of the most important things that I'm going to be talking about tonight is gang rubbish. Yeah. And the gang rubbish that I'm talking about is something that I was shocked about when I got out of prison. So back in my day, everyone used to go hard in making money in whatever route they're going to go through when it comes to gang stuff, yeah? But with the gangs these days, I've noticed, bro, there's no morals anymore, yeah? So in our day, like, everyone knew, like, not to touch children, not to touch females, like, oh, shit. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't want to talk while the gift was coming through, because I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but the gang stuff back in the days, like, was real, but everybody had morals, you know. No touching women, females, children, stuff like that, yeah. But these days, I've noticed no one cares. There's no morals anymore with the gangs. And what I was shocked about is rips. Like, there is no straight business in gangs these days. Every gang is looking for a rip, you know. Like, you'll be talking to someone about some type of job that they're going to come and look. They're always trying to look for a scheme or for a rip or whatever, yeah? And when I got out in 2017, this is what I was shocked about. Like, I'm talking about the last 8 years, yeah? The gangs that have come up now, they just have no care in the world. And you have all seen it, the people that have passed away from these ones. A lot of them have been innocent people, especially an innocent father who also got caught up in one of these, yeah? But the rips that everyone keeps talking about, this is something that's common now. Like, you can't even do straight business anymore. You can't shake someone's hand and say, yeah, all good. This deal, there's no issues. Be done and dusted within the hour. Everyone is like shaking hands and just ripping each other. So a lot of the wars that's going on the streets right now is pretty much about rips. You all see it on the Telegraph, like the shootings and stuff that's happening on the streets, all because of rips, yeah? And this is what I'm saying to you, younger generation. If you're getting yourself involved in rips, if older boys or gang leaders that you're following is telling you, here's a job that we want you to do, it's quick money and you can take a cut out of this money, let me tell you something, repercussions, yeah? Don't forget, the stuff that you're going to rip belongs to someone. And but the funny thing is, they're sending in these young guys to do what needs to be done, and then as soon as they get caught, the ones who gave them the job or the ones who ordered them to do it, they disappear and leave them with it. And only in the last 3 weeks, I know for a fact that 4 gangs here in Sydney right now, yeah, have had younger boys locked up, all right, after giving them jobs. And these younger boys are sitting inside there now, and none of them have got lawyers. None of them have private lawyers, and they're all now like struggling to make ends meet. So remember, if you're inside prison, how are you going to help your family? You know, and this is what I'm not just getting at you about that side of things. I'm also getting at you about being involved in this type of stuff, because remember, the repercussions, what I'm always talking about. One of the, I think I'm going to highlight a few of the rips that have happened in the past, just so everyone out there, especially those who work 9-to-5 jobs, like I had someone message me today and he said to me, what happens if someone is trying to knock me or trying to attack one of my family members, you know? And I said to him, protect them. Like judges inside courtrooms make mistakes every single day. That's why there's a lot of innocent people inside prison, yeah? But I explained to this person, the only judge that matters is God, you know? And when you sit before him during judgment day, he's not going to make any mistakes. So if you're worried about the repercussions of going to prison, bro, let me tell you right now, the most important thing is your family and your health. And if someone's coming for your family, then obviously you have to protect them with everything that you have, you know. Now, one of the first things that I want to bring up when it comes to rips is extortion, yeah. So extortion is when someone walks in and says to them, this is your business, you have to give me this much every single week, all right? A lot of people that have been knocked, it's because of them extorting other people, yeah? But it's not because the person that owns the shop seek the revenge. Let me tell you, to all you younger generation out there that don't understand, here's a shop. Here's one guy who comes with his crew and they say to him, if you don't pay us $500 or $1,000 a week from your shop, we're going to shut you down by burning up your shop, yeah? And then another crew will come around and say the same thing to these guys, and obviously this shop will say the other crew has already hit us up. Then these two crews are going to go to war because they want the money from this shop. Now this is how all the gang rubbish is breaking out on the streets right now, yeah? And that's what I'm saying to you. I've seen in Melbourne with all the tobacco rubbish that was going on up there, it's youngsters that are rolling up the shops. It's youngsters that's being told to go and do these ones to the houses. And to all you youngsters out there that's getting involved in all this stuff, let me tell you something. You're getting paid $1,000 to $2,000 to go and do this crap to people. Remember that word, empathy, all right? Put yourself in that family's shoes. When you're shooting at this family's house, what happens if you hit a kid? What happens if you hit a mum? You know what I mean? This is what you're not using your brain in. This little chump change 5K that you're getting from these guys to go do this to houses. It's gonna come back and bite you in the ass. And let me tell you about when you're going up and you're rolling up shops for these people overseas, yeah? Let me explain something to you. When you do this, what happens if there's someone inside that shop? Like, this is what I'm getting at. Something happened overseas. I remember that it was an extortion, and the shop refused to pay, yeah? Because they refused to pay, they sent younger boys to go and roll it up, and once it went up, they didn't realize there was people inside the shop, and they ended up passing away, you know, and it's only God knows how these youngsters are feeling when they're inside prison and they're realizing, wow, like, I can't believe I just went to make a quick buck by burning up that place, and now all of a sudden, I've got murder charges on my head. You know what I mean? This is what is happening right now, and this is what our kids are going through right now. So all you parents out there, I understand that you can't control your kids, yeah? And I know a lot of you parents out there are giving the hard word to the kids to stay out of trouble and to stay away from the gang life. And I understand that these kids are not listening. Trust me, I understand where the kids are coming from, because I was in that position where my parents were smashing me with positivity, smashing me with the Bible, smashing me with guidance that's just all about staying on the straight and narrow path. All right, and they smashed me that much that I ended up turning my back on them. You know what I mean? So, like I said to you guys, I never grew up in a hard life. Yeah, my family struggled. We weren't middle class, you know, at all. We lived on Struggle Street. We literally lived on Struggle Street, yeah? We had not much food at home, and when we would go to school, we would only have like corned beef or taro to take to school. We didn't have Nutella sandwiches. We didn't have a box of juice to drink. Me and my brothers, we had to go drink tap water, you know, like we had to watch the white kids come to school and eat ice cream during lunch while we're sitting there looking at it, you know. Like, so I understand where these kids are coming from when they're frustrated that they're not going anywhere in life, and so they're just following anyone that's giving them a bit of love, you know. But let me explain something to all you younger generation out there. You know that bit of love that older boy is giving you? You know that bit of respect that older generation is giving you? Trust me, it's all got a hidden agenda, all right? Now, these hidden agendas, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've always been honest with people that have crossed my path, yeah? The only time I've had a hidden agenda when it's come to dealing with people is when I wanted to attack my ops, all right? So I'm going to get away from the gang side of things when it comes to myself, because today is all about exposing a gang rubbish, all right? So to all you youngsters out there who don't understand, extortion is something that doesn't just harm the place that you're going to, it harms the people that are in there, yeah? And a lot of these people are hardworking families that come to Australia for a better life. That's why I always say to you guys, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to be a role model. Like, my parents, I was supposed to die when I was 1 year old, yeah? My parents struggled to get me to American Samoa where doctors were. My life was saved. I got to New Zealand, had a good upbringing there, and then at the age of 6, I came to Australia. And from 1991, when I arrived to Australia, how did I repay them? I repaid them by turning into a criminal. Like, who the hell am I to speak to all you younger generation out there when I was doing bad things throughout my whole entire life. This is why I keep saying to all you younger generation out there, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. All I'm trying to do is tell you my story with the hope that you guys learn from it. All right. Moving on from extortion and all the people that get hurt from it, I'm going to talk about debt collects. Now, I've been involved in a lot of debt collects. Obviously, everybody knows that my brothers and I, we're always heavily involved in debt collecting for innocent business owners, yeah? So to explain that thoroughly, a lot of people that come to me to collect their debts, I'll refuse to do it unless they have paperwork to show that there is a debt to be collected. Because a lot of people try to trick you into collecting their debt, but really they're trying to rip their business partner. So example, here's two guys who own a successful company. This guy here is sick and tired of his partner, so he'll come to a gang member like myself from the past, and they'll say 1, 2, 3. This guy here, my business partner is trying to rip me and take my company of me, but really the business partner is not doing anything. So then people like myself would come in, stand over this guy, take his cut of the company, so he gets kicked to the curb, and now this guy is the boss, and he's the one who has everything, and he has this gang to back him up. All right. This is why I do not get involved in debt collects that do not have paperwork, because this is called illegal. Yeah, it's not illegal to go and mediate a situation. All right, and that's what I do. I always go and mediate. Like there is a license that you can have to mediate business deals and whatnot, yeah? But I don't need a no freaking license, because I can have my dad who's involved in a situation, and then I can go and mediate the situation between my dad and this company. So this is what my guys and I were doing a lot in the past, and a lot of money came from debt collecting, all right? So to all you youngsters that are going out to debt collect right now for gangs, let me explain something to you. It's not as simple as walking in there and saying, hey, you owe me my people money, pay this money. All right, number one, remember, this person might have backup from another gang. So now you're going to have issues with that other gang. Not only from the police, because you turned up there to do something illegal. You don't even have paperwork. You're turning up, and when the way you speak is aggressive. When you're speaking aggressively to someone that you're debt collecting against, this is considered intimidation. All right, so you can be charged for intimidation, and then you can be chucked in prison for it. All right, so same thing with me. When I turn up to speak to someone, like I talk to them like a gentleman. You know, I explain to them why I'm there. I show them the paperwork, and then I explain to them that this is the way to sort it out. And if they don't want to sort it out, then they can take it to court. It is what it is with Triggz. All right, but to all you youngsters out there, I know for a fact, from the past, I've seen youngsters who come to prison, yeah. Not only did these guys walk in and threaten people for, when they were debt collecting, but they went there in legitimate cars, and then they went there and threatened this bloke, blah, 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 and they ended up sitting inside prison for 18 months, you know, because they got charged with intimidation, they got charged with threatening, and then obviously assault, occasionally actual bodily harm. Unless the assault was overboard, they'll get charged with GBH or grievously bodily harm. Like, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into it. So to all you youngsters out there who are out there trying to debt collect, just remember, there's a whole heap more to understand. It's not just based on going out there with your little weapons and trying to put it on people. It doesn't work like that, yeah? And it's not about being smart. It's about understanding the situation. The situation is when you're hired to go and do this debt collect, it's because they can't do it. Because you know why they can't do it? Because they don't want to do it. And you know why they don't want to do it? It's because if they do it and they get caught, they're going to get locked up. So guess what they're doing? They're hiring you to go and do that debt collect, so you get locked up if anything happens. And then on top of that, when you're going to collect this $200,000 debt, I bet you any money you're only getting 20K out of it. Yeah? This is what I bet you. Because why I'm saying this is because this is what I was going through when I was coming up, you know. Luckily for me and my guys is I had the brains not to fall for the older boys rubbish. You know, a lot of older boys from different nationalities, they would see that my brother and I were the two types of guys who didn't take a backward step. If we're coming for you, we're coming for you. And a lot of police officers that have dealt with us in the past, I'm going to explain it to you guys thoroughly, yeah? On their system, with my brother, as soon as they as they pull him over or whatnot, like they have to be careful with the way that they speak to him, because they know that he clicks it. Yeah, like obviously my brother's not like that now. He's grown up. He's now a father. But I'm just explaining to you how my brothers and I were in the past. You know, we didn't care if they were authority or if they were like some big time bikie gang. Like we always put our best foot forward when it comes to gangstering on. But when it came to business, we didn't understand it, yeah? Now that I'm older and wiser, like I know how to speak, I understand how everything works. So I'm sitting here in front of you, all you young boys, and explaining this because I want you to understand what you guys are getting yourselves into, yeah? You're gonna be locked up 110%. If you're going to do a debt collect, or if you're going to grab someone, like for example, a napping, yeah? If you're going to grab someone and you get caught. You've all seen it. You can Google it. Islanders who are getting caught for napping. A lot of the napping that's been happening around New South Wales and Melbourne was all Islanders, yeah? Yes, of course, there was a lot of Middle Eastern guys that were doing napping, but majority of it was Islander boys. Why were the Islanders getting done for nappings? It's because guess what? The guys that were hiring them were all the guys with money. Majority of the guys who were hiring the Islanders to go and do these get clicks were Asians and Middle Eastern boys. Why? Because the Asians and Middle Eastern boys are the ones with the money. Who are the ones with the muscle? Is the Islanders. And then obviously I seen Koori boys who also got caught for napping someone and trying to hold him hostage. Like, man, I don't even, God willing, they don't shut me down for what I'm saying, but I'm just explaining this thoroughly because all the Islanders that are going inside for napping and extortion and all that, they're using you guys. Understand this. And to all you younger generation, all you young Middle Eastern boys that are running around, I know these young guys don't care. You know, they're all walking around with these today. They have no care about anyone, and none of these younger boys care if they have to step towards older boys right now, because anyone's a hard guy when they got this in their hair. You know, tell them to put their fist up and they'll be hiding in the dark, you know. But if you tell them to catch up, they're definitely going to come with this in their hand. This is what the gang world is right now. And that's why I'm explaining it to you guys. When the older boys are throwing you in the deep end and telling you to go and debt collect and get yourself heavily involved with big corporate companies. So all of you guys know about the big corporate companies that have been stood over for the last freaking 20 years, yeah? I'm not going to say the name, but it's been on the news, 60 Minutes, Current Affair. This big company has had a lot of gang members inside these corporate companies, especially the construction site companies and that, yeah? Now, I know a lot of people that were involved in all this stuff, and it used to be just older boys fronting these companies and putting it on them. But guess what? Now it's the younger guys. And the younger guys, they use their brain because they don't know how to speak, you know. And as soon as they get there, F this, F that, F this, F that, I want F this, F. This is how the younger boys talk. And if they don't get what they want, they get frustrated, straight away they start throwing punches. And if they're not throwing punches, straight away they're going to do this. And this is what I mean to all you younger boys out there. You're going out there trying to rip the older boys and trying to like do what you need to do for yourself. But then you're going to get locked up. For what? If these older guys are sending you out there to do this rubbish, it's because they don't want to get locked up. So why are you doing it for chump change? You know what I mean? If you're getting paid $1 million from it, then hey, do what you want, you know. But when I know for a fact you're not getting paid anything worth your while. I know for a fact that it's all chump change. And even if you were getting $500,000 from it, bro, what's the risk that you're taking? Yeah. If you accidentally ill-case someone in the middle of doing your debt collect, you're going to be inside jail for the next 20 years, you know? So where's that $500,000 going to go now? Tell me, where's that $500,000 gonna go now? This is what I'm freaking talking about. Use your freaking brain, all right? All right, now we're gonna move on to drug groups. Wow, a lot of drug groups is happening right now as we speak. The drugs is going dry. I know for a fact because I hear it with my ears. I'm out on the streets, so everyone's talking about there's not much Udres on the streets right now, and there's always 2 or 3 gangs that have got, but the prices were down, but now all the prices have gone up. When the prices go up, that means there's not much on the streets, all right? So to all you youngsters that are being told, hey, there's this house, yeah? And in this house is a large amount of Udres. It's time to run in and do what needs to be done so we can get paid. And this is what your cut is gonna be. Let me explain something to you young guys again. There was a guy, his nickname was Harry Potter from back in the days, yeah? This guy was small and this guy had glasses, Asian, yeah? If you slap this bloke would go flying. That's how small this guy was, yeah? Now, when I was in prison with him, the story was told. He was unpacking his boot, and then he turned around and saw Islanders and Asians driving past his house, but they were looking at his house, yeah? He walks inside, puts his stuff down, and he grabs his gat. As he grabbed his gat, he turned around, and then boom, all these Islanders and Asians start running in. As they start running in, the little Harry Potter guy just pulled up, boom, guys started dropping, guys were turning around, running, getting hit in the back, everything. Guess what happened? This guy ended up getting charged for all the ooting shades that he did and all the people that got dropped, yeah? And guess what? Families lost family members that day, all right? I'm not gonna get too much into it, but all I'm gonna say is this little Asian guy was just defending himself and his family. He had it in his head as soon as he saw them driving past that they were gonna do something because they were big Islander boys and Asians in that car. Went inside, grabbed what he needed to grab, and as he turned around, they all come running in. Now remember, the repercussions, they didn't know they were gonna get, ill-K that day. They didn't know they were gonna get Oche that day. They just went in with the intent of grabbing the drugs from this guy or grabbing all the money that he had in his house, yeah? It was obviously gonna be a home invasion. And all of you know all the home invasions that's happening on the streets right now. Not only in Sydney, in Melbourne, in Queensland, in Perth, in Adelaide. There's a lot of home invasions happening right now. And let me tell you something. One day, you're going to try to home invade the wrong person. Like I said to you, this little Asian guy, he's so small. You give him one slap, he'll go flying. But guess what happened that day? He had this, so obviously he's a hard guy now. And as soon as these guys came through, he wasn't trying to ill-K anyone. He was just trying to protect himself and his family. So he did what he had to do, and he ended up, I think he got about 6 or 8 years. So he didn't get charged for murder. Guess what he got charged for? Manslaughter, because he didn't mean to ill-K them, Like he was just protecting himself and he was on his property. So to all you youngsters out there that's going in and doing home invasions, kidnappings, robberies, just remember, you're going to be sitting inside prison, and all the rubbish that I've been talking about in prison for the last couple of weeks, all of this is going to be happening to you once you're inside. And let me give you another example of boys that were doing home invasions. All right, there was 3 boys. They ran up inside these 3 boys were Asians, yeah, and they knew about a place in Cabramatta, and this place in Cabramatta was a lottery place. So to all of you that don't understand around the world, in Australia, it's illegal to hold gambling inside a house. In other countries, it's not illegal, but here in Australia, if you try to hold poker machines, poker games here, or if you try to do card games that's for money gambling, it's illegal. So you can get charged for this, yeah? And this house in Cabramatta, it was like a lottery place. You could go there and minimum you had to bring was $5,000. So obviously if the minimum is $5,000, that when I say this to all of you youngsters that don't understand this, it means that you're not allowed to go to this lottery place if you don't have $5,000 or more money. That's what it means, all right? So once they went to this this house knowing that there's going to be a big load of money there. They ran in. When they ran in, there was all these old Asian people, and they were all like gambling and whatnot, yeah? They ran in, held everyone up, get on the ground, get on the ground. Everyone was jumping on the ground. Everyone was getting tied up. Everyone was in. They had these youngsters that ran in, the three Asian boys, they had machetes, yeah? And when they were like threatening everyone to get on the ground, they didn't realize, even though they saw all the tens of thousands of dollars that was on all the tables, they didn't realize that inside another room was young guys who was protecting this lottery house in Cabramatta, all right? Now, this incident has never come to light, but the reason why I'm telling it is because the three guys that were involved who got hurt, all three of them now live overseas in Vietnam, and one of them lives in Cambodia. And the reason why I'm explaining this story is because when they had all these old people on the ground, one of the old ladies who was in this gambling thing, she started having like a heart attack, panic attack sort of thing, yeah? And then they tried to take the zip tie off her, yeah? And as they were trying to take the zip tie off her, boom, he got chopped. You know those little axes? Mate, the guys in the back who were supposed to be protecting it, they were hiding, yeah? So when the younger guys were like tying him up, the guys came running from the back with the axe and went whack straight across his freaking shoulder and then whack straight across his head. So the two guys that I know, he had an axe mark across his head. The other guy had an axe mark on his chest. They quickly ran out and these guys were like attacking them. I heard that the old lady, she ended up in hospital and she was all good, but it took her a week to recover. And the funny thing is, by the time the police and ambulance got to this place, all the lottery stuff was already put away, and the only thing that the police knew was there was an incident that occurred, like a home invasion type of incident, yeah. But they didn't realize that this place was a lottery place, so they could have charged everyone in there, but they didn't charge everyone in there because they just thought it was a home invasion, so these people run in on. All right, so these two guys who got chopped with the axe ended up at hospital. They were in there for like 3.5 months, recovering and whatnot. And obviously they refused to give information over to the police. And all I know is, out of those three guys, one of them, I think is it quadriplegic? When they're on the wheelchair and they're effed up, they can't move. Quadriplegic, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So he's in a wheelchair and he's breathing out of a pipe. And this is what I mean. I'm the same age as him, so he'll be turning 42 this year, yeah. And from all the bad stuff that he did in the past, he wasted all his life, yeah. Then his health got worse and worse, and then he had an accident. And now the guy is on a wheelchair, breathing out of a tube, and he's regretting everything he'd done in the past. So to all you younger generation now that's watching my live, this is your opportunity to change your life. I'm not trying to tell you to change your life. You do what you want with your life. I'm just telling you this story with the hope that you learn from it, yeah? Because remember, these family members who were, they were doing something illegal like gambling and lottery. But for all of you who don't know, Asians love to gamble. It's not only a thing where it's not only about making money. It's what brings their families together. So they come, they play cards. Like a lot of the Lebanese families, they do this stuff as well. You know, they come together, they play cards. It's not just about making money. Like, it's a family orientated stuff when it comes to Asians, yeah. And so this lottery thing, it was just all different types of families coming together, making money, and it wasn't a gang thing. These guys are not gangsters. But the old school guys who were involved in doing this, they hired young guys to protect them. Then these three guys who ran in and did this stupid shit, all of them ended up in hospital, or two of them ended up in hospital. And now all of three of them are overseas, and they regret their past. I know for a fact that one that's has a tube in his head, I speak to his brother, and mate, he's trying to ask God for forgiveness. You know, like, yeah, God is going to forgive you no matter what. He's going to forgive you. But all I'm saying is, where's your life? It's out the door. You know what I mean? He wasted his whole life, just like myself. Who am I to freaking talk? I wasted over 21 years of my life being in and out of prison. And what did I get out of it? What, a reputation? What am I going to do with reputation? Can I buy my family a house with that reputation? Right? What am I going to do with this reputation? Am I going to grab this reputation and put it in a safety deposit box because when I retire, I'm going to get some money out of this reputation? Nah, it doesn't work like that, If you maintain your good name, you build your network, you're going to establish things. But if you're just running around in the gang life, trying to be a gangster, and you think that this reputation is going to be the thing that saves you, then you better think again. Let me explain something to you. When you start coming up in the gang world, you're trying to get to the top, and there's always a gang or someone at the top of the ladder. And everyone's always trying to knock this person or this gang off the top of the ladder so they can take over. And all of you have seen it throughout the years. There's been gang after gang that's been fighting for the top, Always fighting for the top. And that's why I'm saying to you guys, if you're out there right now trying to get status, or you're out there right now trying to reach that top to the ladder up the top so you can be number one, remember this. You may be number one today. You may be number one for the next 5 years. But guess what? There will be someone that's going to be gunning for you so they can take your position. Remember that. That's all I'm trying to explain to you guys. Now, when it comes to what I'm talking about tonight, I think one of the biggest things from the back in the days is a story that I'm going to be explaining to you guys, But before I explain this story to you guys, I need you guys to tap it up, all right? Help me to help the younger generation. Like, I'm going to be doing what I need to do for the younger generation. All I need you guys to do out there is to tap it up. Help these friggin' likes get up there so that my platform can stay at the top. If my platform stays at the top, then the younger generation are going to hear from me. If my platform doesn't stay at the top, then it's very rare that people are gonna see my stories and whatnot. The only way people are seeing my stuff now is because of all these people who are clipping and screen recording my stuff. But if you guys are liking my stuff, especially while I'm talking, if you think that what I'm saying is important for the younger generation, then tap it up. Help these likes get up there, Now, before I get to this thing called movies, remember, one of the big things that I'm highlighting right now is rips, right? This thing that's called movies, this is what we call it, not only on the streets, but I wouldn't even say it's a street cred thing, because movies is what only the older generation boys do. Movies is what underworld figures do, Other gangs who don't understand what movies are, it's because they're not on that level. It's because they don't have the brains to pull off a movie, all right? Now again, to each and every one of you out there, I need you all to tap it up and freaking get these bloody likes up there. Help me help the younger generation. All right, movies, let's get to movies. There was, I'm not gonna explain his name, but to all you younger generation out there, remember, be careful of the older boys. Now, movies is an underworld figures thing, When a movie is played on the younger boys, it's because they want the younger guys to do the dirty work for the older boys, all right? Now, let me give you an example. There was a guy my age, he got murdered a couple of years ago, He was probably number one at doing movies, all right? He was really good at putting the fear in younger boys, but also putting fear in the community's eyes, And a lot of this backlash, it came back, and I'm not gonna talk on him, but let me explain to you guys what movies are. I'm gonna explain a real life movie that happened with underworld figures, all right? So my guys, which is Bloodline, were hired by this Middle Eastern guy. This Middle Eastern guy is well known in the gang world, all right? He hired 3 of my guys to come with him to go and do this movie. Remember, my guys didn't know what movies were. My guys are all fighters and they're frontline soldiers. They don't know how to, conjure up moves such as movies. All right, this is what the movie's called. It's called a movie. All right. So when they went with him, this Lebo guy, all he said was, let me. Let me. Hang on, guys. Let me just do this puzzle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get back to the movie. I'm not an AI. This is Triggz. It is what it is. All right. So this older guy hired the three bloodline boys, and he said this simply to them. Yeah, he didn't even explain to them what was going on. All he said to them was, as soon as we get there, I want you guys to look angry. You know, when you guys do the haka, I want you guys to look as angry as possible. Yeah, flex, tense. Make sure that you put the fear into the eyes of these guys that we're going to confront. And obviously, my guys are like, yeah, from my soldier stuff is like piece of cake to us, you know. So that's all you want us to do. You don't want us to throw punches. You don't want us to do any of this. All good. You do the talking and we'll just stand there and look like bad gangsters. Because obviously that's what my guys are. They're bad gangsters. They go to the place. This place was in Bankstown, yeah? This Lebo guy walks up and there's probably about 6 guys in front of this house, yeah? This house is a family home. So obviously like all the children and women were inside there. This big Lebo walks over and he's got 3 big islanders walking behind him, which are all bloodline boys, yeah? As soon as he walks over, all these younger guys stood up, and one of them was an older guy his age, yeah? And back then they were about 45 years old. They all turn around, they all stand up, and as they go to shake his hand, he starts going off. He goes, what's wrong with you, huh? You want to start trouble? You want to bring this shit here into Bankstown? He goes, this is a peaceful place. This is where all the families live, and you want to bring this rubbish here? Who are you to go freaking start trouble over there? Rah, this, rah, that. He's going off. He said, and remember, my guys are like, bro, what the hell is going on here? Like my guys were just making sure that they stood staunch and gave them death stares like they were doing the haka, yeah? And as this older guy is going off, the guy that's his age starts going, what are you talking about? I didn't even say that. He goes, you did say that. You piece of shit. You came here and you went over there and you started all this trouble. Now it's all coming back to Bankstown. Now I have to call all the shababs together to protect all the boys here and all the families here. All because of you, huh? All because of you. He's going off his net. Now remember, when I'm telling you guys this story, it's because I ended up confronting this Lebo guy about this movie that he pulled off back in the days, yeah? Using my guys. I was in prison when this situation happened. So obviously my 3 guys reached out to me and said, hey, 1, 2, 3, this guy reached out and said he wants us to come and work with him. Are you all good with that? And I was like, yeah, go with him. Obviously he's a trusted Lebo, so he's never done anything wrong by me. So yeah, if he's want to make money, go with him, do what he wants, you know? As he was going off, the guy that he was going off, he goes, come on, man. He was like shaking, right? And he was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to fix it? He goes, what do you mean what are you going to do to fix it? He goes, it's either you pay those guys. He goes, we're going to war. Are you ready to go to war? Are you ready to go to war? And this guy's like, no, I don't want to go to war. I don't even know what's going on. What are you talking about, bro? He goes, shut your mouth, shut your mouth. And when Lebo's get in your face and start going off, mate, it knocks it knocks your freaking courage out of you, you know? Like I've seen so many Lebos get into other Lebos' face and you're like, they don't know what to say, especially when they're talking in Lebanese, yeah? And this is what this Lebo goes, and he was talking in Lebanese and going off at this guy, yeah? And he was like, well, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? He goes, well, you owe him $200,000, yeah? He goes, go in there, get $100,000, and I'll fix this situation up for you. Go in there and get $100,000. And remember, the parents have come out, the sisters have come out, and they're all thinking like, bro, what's going on? And now don't forget, guys, this is a movie, all right? This is what happens when real underworld figures are making moves on the streets. This is not stuff that these little gangsters know about. They don't know how to pull things off like this, all right? Just older boys from back in the days are the ones that know how to pull this off, yeah? So as he's going off and saying to him, get $100,000 or we're going to war, yeah? The younger guy goes, I don't have $100,000, I don't have $100,000. And he goes, Wallahi, this guy, he wants us to go to, you know what? All right, go get your gas, Call all the boys, get all your guns, we're going to war. That's it. He goes, you want to F around with that side? He goes, we're going to go to war. And after we finish going to war, I'm going to slap you up, you know? Let's finish this off. With this freaking story, here, where did I get up to? Oh yeah, so he's telling him to pay the $100,000, yeah? And then this guy is refusing to pay because he's saying he doesn't have it. So he said, all right, all of you go get your AKs and we're going to war with these guys. This older Lebanese guy went so hard, yeah? Went so hard in fucking putting this guy in his place that he was shaking to the point of he was shaking to the point of like feeling like his family is now in jeopardy. Remember, his family is never in jeopardy. Was never in jeopardy. He's like, nothing was even going to happen to him. This was all a movie, and this older guy put it on him so much that he wanted to do what needed to be done to protect his family. So guess what he did? Remember, this guy is a drug dealer, yeah? He goes inside his house and he grabs $100,000, bro. Alright? He walks inside the house, he brings out $100,000 cash, and he hands it to the older Lebo guy, yeah? And then all of a sudden, this older Lebo guy hugs him and starts giving him religious talk. Yeah. All right. Now, $100,000 was given to the older Lebo guy. They walk outside, and remember, the older Islander guys are still fucking in that position where they like have to hold the stance of being staunch, and if you F around, like, we're gonna go at you, you know? They turn as soon as the Lebo guy gets in the car, and remember, it's a movie. The Islander guy opens the car to make it look like he's the boss. The older Lebo guy jumps in the car, the Islanders close the door, and then they all jump in the car one by one. And then the Lebo guy yells at the other guys, all good, bro, I'll sort it for you. All good. Like, yeah, I appreciate you. This is what this guy was saying. Like, he was so thankful, yeah? But he didn't realize, this drug dealer, that it was all a movie. Now, my guys were telling me the story, yeah? They started driving out of the area, and apparently this happened on a well-known street in Bankstown, yeah? As soon as they started driving out of the street, remember, my guys don't know this is a movie. My guys know nothing about being organized. My guys are not have never been a part of an organized criminal syndicate. So Lebo boys, like, they're good at doing stuff like this. I'm talking about the old school Lebo boys, yeah? They drive out and they go around the corner. And remember, the Lebo guy that's leading the way, he's still hyped up, yeah? He's like breathing heavily and he's sweating from all the swearing and carrying on that just happened, yeah? And guess what happened? As soon as he got around the corner, he stops the car. And he has the $100,000 in his hand, yeah? He turns around like this to my boys and he goes, "Aye." Bro, and all my guys were just like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And he goes, and that's what you call a movie. So my guys, this was the first time my guys have ever heard the word movie, yeah? And then the boys were like, oh, what do you mean? He goes, boys, I told you all I was going to get you $5K each. So he paid my boys $5K each to come and stand there like hard gangsters, and he had the rest of the money. They got $100,000, paid my guys $5K each, and this was the day that my guys learnt what a movie was. And I remember my guy saying to me, he goes, bro, I could never ever pull that off. Like, it was so real that my guy was going, I was thinking, bro, we're gonna freaking go to war for $5K. Are you serious? So remember, my guys didn't even know what was going on. They just thought, shit, we're going to war for $5K. But they didn't realize it was a movie. So to all you younger generation out there, let me explain something to you, yeah? Be careful of older boys that try to use movies on you. For example, if you're in debt to them, yeah? If you're in debt to another gang and one of your older boys knows about it, they could pull a movie on you. For example, they're going to say to you, all right, listen to me. You're in debt to them. I'm going to try to sort it out for you, yeah? And this is what they do to get younger generation to follow them. They'll go and then they'll come back. Then they'll start going off, putting on a movie, yeah. You piece of shit, you ripped him, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And the younger guys go, I didn't rip him, right? I just owe him money. Like, I'm going to work. I'm going to try to get the money like that. He goes, nah. He goes, man, I have to fucking put my best foot forward to protect you. I have to make sure that I go hard for you, you freaking piece of shit. You brought all this trouble and all this drama here. This is the way that the older boys get the younger boys' loyalty, all right? Because the younger guy is going to start thinking, oh, shit, my older guy, he's freaking so loyal and loving towards me that he's going to go and call peace with this other gang that I owe money for, yeah? I owe money to. Then this older guy will pretend that he's going to go and talk to this other gang to sort peace, yeah? But really, he goes and sees the other gang and he says to him, listen, he goes, the debt that the younger guy owes, he goes, we're now involved. We're going to make sure that he pays it, but all I need from you guys is to stay out of the drama. So this older guy has swindled this move, but he swindled this move in order to gain this young kid's loyalty, yeah? Remember, because this young kid, all he is a dealer. So all he wants to do is make money. He's not there for war. He's not there for drama, yeah? But this older guy will swindle this move on this younger generation kid so that they can gain this guy's loyalty. Now, as soon as he goes back, he's going to tell this younger guy, he goes, all right, I sorted it for you. They're not going to touch you. Make sure when you got the money, you bring it to me and I will take it to them. You no longer have to speak to them. I don't want you to associate yourself with them. From now on, you be loyal to me and the gang. No one else. You never go speak to anyone else. This younger guy is going to think, oh, you know what? Bro, 100%, I'm going to be loyal to you. I'm going to do anything you. Wallah, here he goes, I'll go hard for the team. Yeah, this right now, this is family. From now on in, you're my family. I've seen younger boys say these words, yeah, to older boys because of moves that were swindled like this inside prison. This has happened in prison. I'm not talking about outside. This has happened in prison as well. A lot, yeah. And then as soon as the older guy has got this younger guy's loyalty, yeah, straight away, the first thing he does is throws him under the bus. Hey, listen, there's this guy that I need knocked, yeah? I need you to friggin' step up to the plate. You're gonna step up to the plate for the family? Huh? Your family now. You ready to step up to the plate? The younger guy straight away is like, yeah, 100%. Bro, what you did for me, I'll never forget it, you know? I love you. All you gotta do is just give me one of these and I'll go do what needs to be done for the family. Use my family. Remember, this is what I've seen with my own eyes, all right? As soon as the older guy gives the younger guy this, the younger guy goes and does something stupid, ends up in prison for the next 20 years. So remember, to all you younger generation out there, be careful of the older boys that pull movies. And to all you innocent shopkeepers out there, company owners, families, these are the moves that real underworld figures pull, all right? Be careful of movies. All right. I'm freaking sick and tired of my fucking phone falling. I stopped going live via my PC. My brother, he organized the whole PC and everything thanks to all the companies that reached out and helped to pay for it. But the reason why I got off the PC after my brother did it all up for me was because everyone kept complaining that my lives were delayed. This is why I'm back on the phone. If you knew the stress that I go through to try to bring you these stories so I can educate the youngsters, like I go through so much stress, but I do it with the hope that the younger generation learn from it, you know? But yeah, so the phone's been freaking falling down all night. But here I am, still standing, still telling you guys my stories. This is what I've been doing my whole life. No matter what comes at me and no matter how many times I fall, bro, I hold strong, you know, and I keep doing what needs to be done for myself and my family. Before I jet off, I just want to send my big love and respects to everyone that was sending through gifts. Honestly, guys, it's greatly appreciated. To everyone that's been pumping likes. We didn't hit the 1 million mark tonight, but my thing is, I don't care about likes and views and stuff. I just G it up for everyone to pump it because I want to hit that mark every week. We didn't reach it tonight, but what I did reach was the end of my story. So God willing, all the youngsters out there learn from what I've said tonight. Tonight was more about education than gang war stories. You know, like I just thought to myself that all the youngsters out there would learn more from my from me teaching them about the street life rather than me telling rubbish gang life stories. The war stories will obviously continue on my next live, but before I jet off, to all my sponsors out there, my love and respects. Again, to everyone who's sending through gifts and who was liking, my love and respects. And before I jet off, I also want to thank my team. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. My love and respect. This is Triggz. I'm out. Good night, guys. Love yous.